Have you ever experienced a moment in life when everything around you suddenly becomes quiet? Not the peaceful kind of silence, but the kind of silence that forces you to face the truth you have been trying to avoid. The moment when you look around and realize that the person you have been waiting for to rescue you may never come. No one is coming to make your decisions. No one is coming to build your discipline. No one is coming to carry your dreams when you are too tired to carry them yourself. And that realization can be painful, because deep inside, every human being wants to believe that someone will appear at the right moment. Someone will understand our struggles. Someone will recognize our potential. Someone will tell us, keep going. You are closer than you think. But what happens when that person never arrives? What happens when you have to keep walking, even when nobody is walking beside you? What happens when you have to rebuild your life with nothing but your own courage, your own determination, and your own belief? I have asked myself these questions before. I have experienced those seasons where you feel like you are carrying a battle that nobody else can see. The moments when you are trying to become a better version of yourself. But the people around you do not understand your journey. The moments when you have a vision for your future, but nobody around you believes it is possible. The moments when you have to make difficult decisions alone, because only you know the person you are trying to become. And maybe you're in that season right now. Maybe you are rebuilding after failure. Maybe you are starting again after losing something you thought you would have forever. Maybe you are walking away from the old version of yourself, but the new version has not been created yet. And that space between who you were and who you want to become, that is one of the hardest places a person can stand. But I want you to hear this clearly. Sometimes life makes you walk alone. Not because you have been abandoned, but because you are being prepared to become the person who can rebuild everything from within. Because there are lessons you can only learn when nobody is watching. There is strength you can only discover when you have no choice but to rely on yourself. There is confidence you can only build when you keep promises to yourself, even when nobody else knows about them. The truth is, some of the most powerful transformations in life happen in silence. Before a person becomes successful, there is usually a hidden chapter nobody sees. A chapter filled with uncertainty, a chapter filled with rejection, a chapter where they questioned whether they were making the right choice. We often look at successful people and only see the final result. We see the achievements, we see the confidence, we see the recognition, but we rarely see the lonely road that created them. We do not see the early mornings when they had to choose discipline over comfort. We do not see the nights when they had to continue without encouragement. We do not see the moments when quitting would have been easier than continuing. But those moments were not destroying them. Those moments were building them. The people who create extraordinary lives are not people who never felt fear. They are people who learned how to move forward while feeling afraid. They are people who decided that their future was worth fighting for. And maybe that is the question you need to ask yourself today. Are you willing to become the person your future requires you to be? Because the life you want cannot be built by the same habits, the same fears, and the same excuses that kept you stuck. At some point, every person must make a decision. You can continue waiting for the world to change around you, or you can begin changing the person within you. And maybe the loneliness you feel right now is not a sign that you have lost your way. Maybe it is the beginning of the journey where you finally find yourself. There is a moment when you stop asking, why is this happening to me? And you begin asking a much more powerful question. What is this experience trying to build inside me? Because maybe the challenges you are facing right now are not signs that life is working against you. Maybe they are the very process that is shaping you into someone stronger. For a long time, I believed that difficult seasons were something I had to escape. I thought that when life became painful, when things did not go according to plan, when doors kept closing in front of me, it meant I was moving in the wrong direction. But the more I experienced life, and the more I studied the journeys of people who created something meaningful, the more I realized something important. The people who become stronger are not the people who avoid storms. They are the people who learn how to stand in the middle of them. A tree does not grow stronger because it lives in perfect weather. A tree grows stronger because it learns how to survive the wind. The storms force its roots to go deeper. The pressure forces its foundation to become stronger. And without those challenges, the tree may grow tall, but it will never become truly resilient. Human beings are the same. The moments that test you are often the moments that reveal you. The rejection that hurt you may be teaching you patience. The failure that disappointed you may be teaching you humility. The loneliness that you are experiencing may be teaching you self-reliance. The obstacles that made you question yourself may be creating the strength you will need for the future you are trying to build. I remember looking back at some of the hardest moments in my own life and realizing something unexpected. The moments I wanted to erase were the moments that changed me the most. The moments when I felt lost forced me to understand what truly mattered. The moments when I had nobody to depend on forced me to discover abilities I never knew existed. And that is something we often misunderstand about growth. We think growth should feel comfortable. We think becoming better should always feel exciting and inspiring. But real growth is often uncomfortable. It feels like uncertainty. It feels like leaving behind an old identity that no longer fits. It feels like walking into a future you cannot fully see yet. The reason so many people remain stuck is not because they lack potential. It is because they are trying to protect themselves from the very discomfort that would transform them. They want the results, but they do not want the process. They want confidence. But they avoid situations that would build courage. They want a different life, but they continue repeating the same choices that created their current one. The truth is, every person who rebuilds their life must go through a period where they are being shaped before they are being recognized. The seed does not become a tree the moment it is planted. First, it has to disappear beneath the surface. It has to fight through darkness. It has to develop roots before anyone can see growth. And maybe that is where you are right now. Maybe you feel like nothing is happening. Maybe you feel like your efforts are invisible. Maybe you wonder if all the sacrifices you are making will ever lead somewhere. But remember this, just because people cannot see your progress does not mean progress is not happening. The foundation is always built. Before the building rises, the roots always grow before the branches reach the sky. And the person you are becoming is being created through every challenge you choose to overcome. So instead of asking, why am I going through this? Maybe ask yourself, what is this trying to teach me? What strength is this moment developing inside me? What kind of person will I become because I refuse to give up? Because one day you may look back at the chapter you are trying so hard to escape today and realize it was the chapter that built the person you were always meant to become. The moment you understand that your struggles are not here to destroy you, the next question becomes even more important. How do you use those struggles to rebuild yourself and create a future that is different from your past? Because pain alone does not transform people. What transforms people is what they choose to do after the pain arrives. And this is where discipline becomes the bridge between the person you are today and the person you want to become tomorrow. I used to think that successful people had something I did not have. Maybe they had more motivation, more confidence, more opportunities. Maybe they simply woke up every day feeling inspired and ready to conquer their goals. But the more I looked deeper into the lives of people who achieved remarkable things, the more I discovered a different truth. They were not successful because they always felt motivated. They were successful because they learned how to act even when motivation disappeared. Because motivation is a feeling, and feelings change. Some mornings you wake up with energy and excitement. Other mornings you wake up tired, uncertain, and questioning whether your efforts are even worth it. But discipline is different. Discipline is the decision you make when your emotions are no longer supporting you. It is the promise you keep to yourself when nobody is there to remind you. And I believe this is where many people lose their opportunity to change their lives. They are waiting for the perfect moment. They are waiting until they feel ready. They are waiting until they have enough confidence. But confidence does not come before action. Confidence is created through action. Every time you do something difficult that you promised yourself you would do, you send a message to your own mind, I can trust myself. Think about that for a moment. The strongest relationship you will ever build in your life is not with another person. It is the relationship you have with yourself. And that relationship is built through small decisions made every single day. When you wake up and do what you said you would do. When you continue learning even when nobody notices. When you choose progress over comfort. When you keep moving forward, even though the results have not appeared yet. Those moments may seem small, but they are not small. They are votes for the person you are becoming. Every choice is a vote. Every action is a vote. Every sacrifice is a vote. And over time, those votes create your identity. The person you become is not created by one dramatic decision. It is created by thousands of ordinary choices repeated consistently. Most people only see the visible results. They see the successful person standing on the stage. They see the achievement. They see the confidence. They see the final chapter. But they do not see the invisible moments that created that person. They do not see the mornings when that person wanted to quit but continued anyway. They do not see the nights spent improving while everyone else was distracted. They do not see the sacrifices made when there was no guarantee of success. The world celebrates results, but results are created in silence. That is why your private discipline matters more than public recognition. Because when you learn to control yourself in moments nobody sees, you become someone who can handle opportunities when they finally appear. I want you to imagine something. Imagine meeting yourself 5 years from now, standing in front of the person you will become. What would that future version of you say? Would they say, "Thank you for not giving up when life became difficult. Thank you for choosing discipline when comfort was easier. Thank you for believing in us before anyone else did"? Or would they ask, "Why did you stop? Why did you allow fear to decide your future?" The choices you make today are creating the person you will meet tomorrow. So do not underestimate the power of one small promise kept. One habit improved, one difficult decision made. Because rebuilding your life does not begin with changing everything overnight. It begins with proving to yourself, one day at a time, that you are capable of becoming more. And when you finally learn to trust yourself, something changes. You no longer need constant approval. You no longer need everyone to understand your journey. Because you know who you are becoming, and that inner certainty is where true transformation begins. The moment you begin to trust yourself again, you discover an important truth. Discipline can rebuild your actions, but responsibility is what rebuilds your entire identity. Because before you can create a different life, you must first accept that the person who created your future is the same person who must take responsibility for changing it. And this is one of the hardest truths for many people to accept. It is much easier to blame circumstances. It is easier to say, "My situation is too difficult. I did not have the same opportunities. People around me held me back." And sometimes Those things may be true. Life is not always fair. Some people begin with advantages that others do not have. Some people face obstacles they never asked for. But at some point, if you want to rebuild your life, you have to ask yourself a different question. Regardless of what happened to me, what can I do from this moment forward? Because the moment you take responsibility, you take back your power. Responsibility does not mean blaming yourself for everything that happened in your past. It means understanding that your future is still in your hands. You may not be able to change where you started. You may not be able to erase every mistake you made. You may not be able to control what other people choose to do, but you can control what you choose next. And that decision changes everything. I remember a time when I thought my biggest obstacle was the world around me. I thought if people understood me more, if circumstances became easier, if I received more support, then I would finally be able to become the person I wanted to be. But eventually I realized something uncomfortable. I was waiting for permission to become someone I already had the ability to become. I was waiting for the perfect moment. I was waiting for external validation. I was waiting for someone else to confirm that I was ready. But nobody can give you permission to transform your own life. That decision belongs to you. The person you want to become cannot be built with the same mindset that kept you stuck. You cannot create a new future while holding on to the same excuses that protected your old one. You cannot build confidence while constantly choosing fear. You cannot create freedom while allowing comfort to control every decision. At some point, you have to let go of the identity that no longer serves you. The version of yourself that always says, I will start tomorrow. I am not ready yet. I am not good enough. I will change when things become easier. Because the truth is, things may never become easier. But you can become stronger. And that is the difference between people who remain trapped and people who transform their lives. They do not wait for life to become perfect. They become the type of person who can handle imperfect circumstances. They develop the mindset, the character, and the courage necessary to move forward. Think about a sculptor creating a masterpiece. The final sculpture already exists within the stone, but it takes pressure, patience, and countless strikes to reveal it. Your potential is the same. The person you want to become is already within you, but life will challenge you. Life will test you. Life will remove the things you thought you needed, not to destroy you, but to reveal what you are truly made of. And sometimes the hardest person you have to leave behind is not someone else. It is the old version of yourself, the version that was afraid, the version that searched for approval, the version that accepted a smaller life because it felt safer. Rebuilding your life requires courage, because you are not just changing your habits. You are changing your identity. You are deciding that your past can explain you, but it does not have to define you. And once you understand that, you stop asking, why is this happening to me? And you begin asking, what kind of person is this experience asking me to become? Because that question has the power to change everything. The future you dream about is waiting for a version of you that is willing to rise and create it. The moment you take responsibility for your own life, something changes inside you. You stop waiting for the perfect circumstances, and you begin creating the circumstances that will shape your future. But there is one final lesson that every person who rebuilds themselves must understand. The person you become in silence will determine the life you create in public. Because transformation does not happen when everyone is watching. It happens in the quiet moments. The moments when nobody knows you are trying. The moments when nobody is there to congratulate you. The moments when you have to choose between staying comfortable and becoming better. And I believe this is where many people underestimate themselves. They think their progress does not matter because nobody sees it. They think their small efforts are insignificant because the results have not appeared yet. They think they are failing because their journey is taking longer than expected, but growth has never worked that way. A building does not become impressive because of what people see above the ground. It becomes strong because of the foundation built underneath. And the same is true for your life. The person you are becoming is being created through the decisions you make when there is no audience. When you choose to learn instead of waste time. When you choose discipline instead of temporary comfort. When you choose to continue even after disappointment. Those moments may seem invisible, but they are creating something powerful. They are creating trust between you and yourself. And that trust is something nobody can give you. The world can give you compliments. The world can give you recognition. The world can celebrate your achievements. But only you can build the confidence that comes from knowing you did not abandon yourself when life became difficult. I think one of the greatest battles we face is not fighting against the world. It is fighting against the voice inside us that says, maybe I am not capable. Maybe it is too late. Maybe I should stop trying. That voice becomes stronger when we constantly seek approval from others. Because when your confidence depends on people accepting you, you give them control over your future. But when your confidence is built on your own commitment, something changes. You become harder to break. You understand that your journey does not need everyone's permission. Your dream does not need everyone's approval. Your growth does not need everyone else's understanding. Sometimes you have to walk quietly. Sometimes you have to build without announcing. Sometimes you have to believe in something that nobody else can see yet. Because every great achievement begins as something invisible. A dream before it becomes reality. A decision before it becomes a habit. A small action before it becomes a transformation. And one day people may look at your life and wonder how you became so strong. They may see the confidence. They may see the results. They may see the person you have become. But they will never fully understand the private battles you had to win to get there. They will not see the nights you almost gave up. They will not see the moments when you chose discipline over excuses. They will not see the version of you that had to disappear so a stronger version could emerge. And maybe that is okay, because the goal was never to prove yourself to everyone else. The goal was to become someone you could finally be proud of. So today I want you to ask yourself one final question. If the future version of you could look back at this exact moment, what would they want you to do? Would they want you to keep waiting? Would they want you to keep doubting yourself? Or would they want you to take one more step, one more decision, one more promise to yourself? Because your life can change from the moment you decide that you are no longer waiting to be saved. You are building, you are growing, you are becoming. Walk when nobody walks beside you. Build when nobody is watching. Believe when nobody understands your vision. Because the person you build in silence today will create the life that speaks for you tomorrow. And someday you will look back at this lonely chapter and realize something powerful. You were never walking alone. You were walking towards yourself.